Hello and welcome to the Talkin Yanks pregame show presented by SeatGeek. Myself, BBD, and back at it again, 2-0 on the Talkin Yanks pregame show. Dan Allen Rourke. Dan, how are you?
Good, man. Yeah, 2-0, yo. So 3-0 by the end of the night. Doing good.
I think so. Beebs, how are you doing?
Not too bad.
It's hard to be doing bad. It's hard to be doing bad, man. The Yankees roll last night. 10-4 final?
Yeah, okay. An okay final. Get it?
I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it. BBD got it. Man, I don't know. Like sometimes, Dan, you let it rip on Twitter.
Yeah.
You're a passionate Yankees fan.
Sometimes gets me in a little bit of trouble.
If this was a baseball team right now, I'd be the veteran. I've been through a lot of battles. Sometimes I don't go for it because I know sometimes the juice isn't worth the squeeze. The Yankees rolled the Twins again.
Yeah, man.
And it's just like, what do you even do?
I think we're at the point now, yo, where it's like, I was this way after the 2019 ALDS, when everybody was like, these aren't your grandfather's Twins, blah, blah, blah. And then they end up sweeping them. I think I was at that point then, but even now, it's just a reminder, we legitimately do own the Twins. If that's what you're getting at. That's what I'm kind of at here. I know we're owning every team this year, but, it really is amazing how much we really do own the Twins.
It's one of those things, you try to put yourself in another fan base's shoes. And they dropped it again on the broadcast. If you include playoff games since 2000, the Yankees are 103-30 or something.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Insane.
The Twins are kind of a decent franchise.
Yeah, and the times where they've been spanked by us in the playoffs, they were good teams.
Were solid teams.
Yeah, and I do wonder though, do you think it gets into these players' heads that have no connection to those past teams that have been spanked around by the Yankees, but it has to be at this point
it's a thing
in the back of their mind a little bit.
It's a thing until it's not a thing.
Yeah.
And the Yankees tonight have Nestor Cortez Jr. on the bump. Is he the ERA leader in the AL?
He is now because I think somebody
did Perez
took a crap recently, or maybe it was Perez. Yeah.
We'll double check that. Yeah. The team that will be behind one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in the American League this year. DJ LeMahieu at third base. Aaron Judge in center field. Anthony Rizzo, at first base. Giancarlo Stanton in right field. We love to see that. His first game back in right field since his IL stint. Donaldson DHing. Second baseman Glaber Torres after he drew the short straw yesterday. Aaron Hicks in left field. Kiner Falefa at short. And Kyle Higashioka, the home run stroker at catcher. Dan, your thoughts on this lineup?
Yeah, I'll preface it by saying no matter what, with the fact that we have Nestor on the bump, and I think 1 through 5 alone in this lineup is good enough to beat the Twins. I'm not a huge fan of this lineup, just for the fact that I was banking on, once we saw Stanton in the outfield for the first time since coming off the IL, I thought that was going to be the death lineup for the Yankees, right, which would have Joey Gallo in it. Yeah. I know some people may think that's crazy to say, but yeah, my ideal lineup would have Gallo over Hicks, and then obviously Trevino as well. Now, of course, being a catcher, Trevino can't play every single day, but I feel like there is still a little bit of an odd sense of whether it's Boone or whoever. I don't think we should be putting the platoon vibes out there. Not that it's a platoon, but I feel like the Yankees still haven't fully gone as Trevino is the Yankees starting catcher.
Right.
And I feel like that's something that if I were in charge, I would do. So, rest days aside, I would have Trevino in this lineup. I'm not sure how many games in a row he's played. But yeah, my only gripes would be that. Trevino, I would wish would be in the lineup, and Gallo over Hicks.
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up. I still don't.
Because obviously Higgy had the 4 days out with he's on the COVID IL. I think take those out of the equation. It's been more or less every other
50, every other day
for 5-6 weeks.
And I think kind of whether you want to do it with the catchers, whether you want to do it with Hicks and Gallo, for me, I think it ties into the Yankees are winning. So they almost don't view that as a problem or situation.
Joe's McFly sighting.
Arm looks good. Elbow? Is it your elbow?
He's showing both arms now, so I guess he's ambidextrous. Is that the word?
I think he's ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous.
Yeah, BBD. I don't know if my computer's struggling right now. I wonder tomorrow they announced Dylan Bundy is starting. I wonder if like Gallo's got better numbers versus Bundy, so maybe he swaps in for Hicks tomorrow, and they're essentially doing an every other day type deal.
You got to make sure it's not going to be too hot for him too, because we know what happens. Bundy, in the warm weather. Remember last year in the Angels? Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go on.
It's okay.
Gallo.
I kind of forgot about that.
Gallo's stat line: 11 at bats, 14 plate appearances. So I gave away the number of. It's exactly what you'd think. He's 1 for 11. The one's a homer, 6 strikeouts
Against Archer.
against Bundy.
Against Bundy.
So
The exact thing you'd think.
he probably sees Bundy tomorrow.
And just for the fact of, Gallo looked good last night.
Gallo and Hicks.
Yeah, no, Hicks as well too. But like the way I see it, and I think I may have mentioned this yesterday, is the Yankees are getting at the very least one outfielder this deadline, and maybe you will roll with either Hicks or Gallo. And for me, if I had to pick at least as of this date, June 8th, like long term, who I'm going with the rest of this year between the two of them, it'd be Gallo. So like I don't like the idea of a platoon, to be honest. Like I'd rather have Gallo in the lineup.
Right.
Yeah.
Gallo off Archer, 0 for 6 Ks.
Okay. So that could be a part of your decision there, too. Let's see. Well, while we're in the Yankees lineup, nobody with a good track record except DJ LeMahieu, 3 for 8. No homers. Judge, 2 for 12. Rizzo, 3 for 13. Donaldson, 7 for 47. Now, it does need to be said, Chris Archer isn't the same Chris Archer that a lot of those stats came from.
Yeah.
We were talking about it before. He had thoracic outlet syndrome, which if you don't know, it's kind of worse than Tommy John at this point. Like a lot of big-time pitchers, it's been their first step out. I don't know, little heavy, little informative, whatever. For Minnesota, do we care about Minnesota's lineup?
I think you could put the best of the best against Nestor, and right now he's going to dominate them either way. So I personally don't really care. Gary's not in it. We can point that out.
Gary's not in it.
Gary's not playing, but Gio's hitting cleanup.
Gio's hitting cleanup,
Kind of
and
gives me a
their
little
two-hole
PTSD.
hitter today
Oh, that's right. I didn't even notice.
is Carlos Correa.
He back.
How about that?
DH.
First game back off of the IL. COVID.
Yeah, I
or
think he
real?
was on the IL, yeah.
I'm so glad that I can just go fully back to hating him now. Like, I had that little bit of a
We all
stretch
did it.
where,
We all
like,
had to talk ourselves into it.
yeah, and I would have been happy if he was a Yankee, but like the second he signed like not with the Yankees, it's like, all right, this guy's a piece of S again.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Fun to hate.
Yeah, he's very fun to hate.
James O'Brien in chat says Stanton DH tomorrow, so Gallo will play right. Okay, a little information there. Yeah, and the only other name that we haven't said, but it half makes sense, Matt Carpenter.
Yeah.
Has done well for us, but kind of tough to crack the lineup right now.
For sure.
I guess
we'll
last
see.
night they didn't need a pinch hit at any point, but also wasn't
Right.
really a point to sub and get someone out. He hasn't played the field.
So, Gallo and Carpenter on the bench, if you need to pinch hit for IKF or Trevino, you have a lefty there.
Yeah.
So I guess that can be part of it, and you have subs with Marwin and catcher. So,
Pinch hitter, if you need a lefty pinch hitting, are you going Gallo or Carpenter?
ooh, I'd go Carpenter because I think
so too.
he's, if there's a role that he would be more built for.
Yeah, and
it's that.
Gallo's not exactly a big spot, just for the fact of like if you're trying to get in a run, even if it's like a runner on third, one out, you go with the guy that's probably going to give you a better chance of contact.
Yeah.
Yeah, wonder.
And I think aren't his pitch hitting numbers terrible?
I
I'm
figured,
going
yeah.
to go look
I think
that
they
up
are.
right now.
I think they're like gross bad.
Yeah.
The pitching path to victory.
Yeah, they're bad. One pinch hit homer and 30 tries.
Okay.
And, if he's not homering, he's kind of not doing anything.
Better than me. Nestor and Cole on the bump the next 2 days?
Yeah, man.
JMO time, that's half stinker well.
Jeez.
I kind of was
That's
glad,
like the worst
honestly,
start
dude.
we got this year, and it's that.
Yeah, and it's like it's almost when like you're on such a big winning streak where you kind of want to lose one just to like reset and then get right back on the train of
Right.
being good. It's like I don't mind that Tyone kind of
There was
wasn't good
going to be a bad start, and you'd rather it be 4 innings, 4 earned
in a
than
game you
2
still end up
innings,
winning.
2 innings, 8 earned in a game.
Yeah, exactly.
Lucas Licky with a nice little performance last night. Peralta and then Marinaccio when the game got blown out.
Which Marinaccio looked good.
He looked better.
Tom's River guys some credit.
Better, little inside changeup.
Yeah.
Little slider away.
He
sure.
almost, I tweeted this out last night. I almost bought his jersey right away. Remember when Donaldson got thrown up?
I saw your tweet.
Up and in, and I thought Marinaccio was having his back for a second. Not that he wouldn't, but like
Right.
I was about to say, because when a rookie, like a young pitcher,
Right. takes
that under his own decision and just like, yo, I got you.
Yeah.
That would have been sick. But it was a changeup, so that kind of threw that theory out the window. But
yeah. I'm interested to see. The crowd got a little rowdy. Some of Donaldson's questions after the game were about that. We'll see if there's any funny business today. I mean, we're an up and in pitch in this game from being like people standing at the top of the dugout.
Especially when it was just like where it was at Donaldson. I mean, that's like if he doesn't get out of the way, that's
spot.
right at the
That's
noggin.
a dangerous spot.
Yeah,
that's
you
a
don't
scary
want
spot.
that.
Do you guys see his post game look?
Donaldson? I did not. No.
I sent a picture to Plouffe. 3 chains.
Word? Ooh. That means you're feeling
And then
yourself. You
he had,
can't wear
like,
3 chains if you're not feeling
He kind of had
yourself.
his gray mohawk going. It was something.
He rocks the gray well. Like
He's owning it.
yeah, for sure. Because
He's
there's no
owning it.
like he's not doing no
Kind of
just for
plays
men.
with the Yankee gray.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
And like kind of like I don't like think of him and think, oh, he has gray hair now. But like then you look at him, it's like,
Yeah.
It's almost like kind of gray hair where I don't think he's doing this at all, but like you know how like some people will like dye their hair gray at like
Right.
a young age. It almost kind of looks like that.
Jimmy does that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it looks so good on him. Like at the same vibes with Donaldson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clay Holmes hasn't pitched in 3 days.
No.
Mike King has not pitched in 2 days. I think Castro got loose but didn't pitch last night. Am I
Yeah,
remembering that right?
He did not pitch.
I think
last night,
in the
no.
blowout they
definitely didn't get in.
I think he got up. So I mean, Nestor, Castro, King, Holmes, if you need it.
You got Nestor going 7. I guess there's no reason not to. Assume he's going 7.
I mean, if he goes 7, you just go King, Holmes, and game over.
Now let me get the pitching path to victory straight here. So that's like
Right.
the ideal plan.
Kinda
basically.
like-
game plan.
We do like if it's a tight game, like it would be Nestor, King, Holmes, or Castro, Holmes. I think.
Yeah, because I mean, if you plan on him coming in, then you can bank on even getting 6 out of Nestor and then going King 7, 8, Holmes for the 9th.
Right.
Yeah.
And even if they're trying to do more 1-inning stuff with King, you have Castro.
Yeah, and even I mean, Wandy pitched well yesterday, and he had the day off
Yeah.
on the 6th. So I mean, he's pitched 2 out of the last 3 days. They probably
The way they're
want to stay
using
away
their
from him, but
pen,
you
you
could
think
if you
they'd
had
not.
to.
Yeah. Hell, you wonder
But
if
he's available
Licky,
if you need
when's
it.
the last time Licky's pitched a back-to-back? It seemed like he pitched a lot yesterday. It was 18 pitches.
Yeah,
So
and
like,
he actually,
But,
I feel like
yeah.
looked better yesterday than he has the
Yeah.
majority of the
he
season.
looked good.
whatever that time off was might have.
His stuff is funny, man.
Mm-hmm.
It like
Yeah.
his pitches move like double because it's slower.
I also
It's just
I
kinda
love.
funny to watch.
I'm a big fan of Licky's pissed off face. Like when
Yeah.
he gives up a run, bro, he looks so
Yeah.
irritated with himself, and like I like that in players. I want players
Right.
like my Yankees to be like, if you mess up, like as long as you show the accountability on your face, like I'm
Yeah.
never gonna get on you really because like I know you care just as much as I do.
So they long relief. Banuelos is chilling.
Mm-hmm.
They could use him at any time, or if it's a blowout.
Yeah.
The other thing that I guess I'd maybe circle and get your opinion on, let's say Nestor goes 6. Do we think they try to give Clark Schmidt like a clean 7th inning at any point just to test if that's
in a
what he's
close
about?
game.
Thinking about that.
I guess if you're thinking like the testing him out vibes, yeah, sure, but like
Like if it's, let's say it's 5-2, 7th inning, and Clark Schmidt's coming out of the bullpen.
5-2 is fine, but not 3-2
Not
and not
3-2.
4-2. If
I
it's like a
agree.
2-run game,
Yeah.
give me King for 2 and then Holmes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, 5-2. I feel like that's where we're in like the testing the waters ground because it's all right. 3-run lead, technically close, but you still have some wiggle room.
Right.
Schmidt, his last time out. I mean, I've been hyping him up and like rightfully so as like being at least during
been
this
good
time
this
a high leverage. But like he did not look all that great in his I forget what game it was.
That's
I don't-
Sunday.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah.
This is just me going off the eye test. I'll have to look at his stats, but like I think he's better than what he's shown. Unless like how are his stats, BB? Has he actually been good this year?
His numbers on the year, I think,
Numbers on the year are good.
still hold up.
Oh, then I'm
I think
on.
last time.
He has a
out, spoiled,
1.72
I
ERA,
think.
so I'm on
Yeah.
crack.
The
Walks for 9 over 4,
appearance
K for 9
was-
under 8. So I mean, The ERA is good, but maybe that's what it is. Reliever ERA.
We're still figuring it out.
Yeah.
Like
he's given up runs his last 2 times out.
So I'm just full of recency bias. I'm one of those guys right now.
I guess that's the only thing I circle as a little bit of a wild card because it turns into one of those conversations. Would you rather test out if Clark Schmidt can do 1 clean inning in June against the Twins, or would you rather find that out in August against the Blue Jays? I'd rather find out now.
You're talking me into that logic. And even if he does
We'll
say
see.
if it's a 5-2 game, blows a lead, 3-run bomb, whatever, if it's a 5-5 game, like I still anticipate
Yankees
us
still
winning.
win.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll still
And
win. They win every game.
Yeah.
And he pitched 3 days ago, should be good to go, and he pitched 3 days before that, so I don't know if they probably would like to get him in if they want to do an every 3 days thing, because he seems like the next guy that would be in that group.
Right. That's, he is currently in the role Mike King played himself out of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And Schmidt, it's been multi-innings. Is that what we're saying? He's been getting...
I feel like he's not super stretched out. It's been like...
The last 2 games, I think it got kind of yanked because he gave up runs, so 1 inning and 0.2 innings. 1 inning the time before that, but then 2.2.
I think this is a big thing of what you're saying, right? So he hasn't been getting clean innings, if I remember correctly, right? Like didn't he come into a mess?
In my head, he's been coming in the middle of innings, which still feels a little weird.
Yeah, especially for a young pitcher.
Yeah.
A young guy who's been a starting pitcher.
Yeah.
Or they even when he's been coming in without base runners on, it's been...
I feel like they've been
it's been
screwing
like
him.
they let
I'll
Cole
say
strike
this.
a guy out.
That's been going on since like his debut, I remember.
If
Like,
it was
they
the
did that.
seventh
They've
inning,
always put him in weird spots.
Yeah.
If it was the 7th inning, Yankees are up 5-2 and Clark Schmidt comes out, I sit up and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
like let's see it. Most some dudes down.
I'm for it. You've talked me into Clark Schmidt in the 7th inning tonight.
Could also be an interesting Yankees trade piece this year. We'll
I think
see.
yeah, definitely.
We'll see.
He's somebody, and I'm a big Clark Schmidt guy. He's expendable to me. And that excites me because he has value.
If the player coming over,
Of course, yeah, you don't just ship him away to ship him away, but like,
he's an MLB, a guy on the MLB roster that
like he's got a
has
chance.
value
yeah,
He's got a chance.
that we don't
from a
necessarily
position of
need.
depth.
Yeah.
Not giving him away, but
Yeah.
2, 3, 4. Homer draft. It's the Homer draft.
Okay, if I'm ever gonna be on this again, am I supposed to sing when you guys do that? I'm
If you
down,
want.
but like I never know when you just
No,
started
you're
counting there. I
more
had no
than
idea what you were
welcome.
doing.
You're more than welcome to sing if you want.
Next time I will.
Okay. You don't have to feel pressured into it.
It wasn't a pressure thing. It's more so just wanted to be included and not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, you're more than welcome.
All right.
So, if I'm remembering correctly, you picked Aaron Judge yesterday.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what the deal is. I forget if I got talked out of it or what happened. I think I may have talked myself
You
out of it
talked
because it was so
yourself
Yourself
cliche.
out of it. Yeah,
I should have stuck with Judge and Stanton yesterday.
that would have been a hell of a first
I think I ended up going with, well, so I got Judge.
right.
And these all go towards like Jimmy's points. Is that how that works?
Sure.
Or word? And then I also picked Donaldson, right?
you went with Gallo.
Gallo.
So
Oh,
Donaldson
remember shot.
available to you.
Okay, so I'll cut myself off here. Are you going first?
I went with Rizzo.
You had
Donaldson?
Rizzo, and because Dan left Stanton, you took him.
So I did take Stanton.
Oh, so you had yourself a
So
night.
I had 2 homers.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
I should get partial credit for that, just saying,
You should get partial
Yeah.
credit for that.
to be fair. But
Note-
you're a fair guy. I
Note
know.
the partial credit. That means I go first.
Okay.
No, you went first yesterday. You picked Rizzo
I
first.
passed on Judge. That's correct.
So I'm going to go first, and that means you get 2 straight.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, bro, I'm learning. Okay.
And so I can't take Rizzo
You can't
and
take
Stanton.
Rizzo or Stanton.
So if you wanted to take them, you should take one of them with your second pick.
Okay, yeah, fair. And I can't pick Judge, right? And I'm not going to pick Judge.
pick
you
Judge
can't pick
Word.
Judge or
or
Gallo.
Gallo, who's not starting. So
Word, I got Josh Donaldson tonight.
Okay.
And that's who I was going to pick regardless. And also, too, speaking of, I feel like it was hella weird for Twins fans. Like, what are you booing him for? You see that yesterday? It's like,
yeah,
what? Like, so any player that gets traded, I feel like it's like, what are you?
yeah.
It's not like it was his decision. I mean, he
As the
signed with you guys
GM.
and they got traded away. But yeah, I think Donaldson's going to go deep tonight, and that's really going to start his official
hot again.
return hot from getting hot
He's
from
back.
off the IL. He's back. Yes.
He's back.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, his presser was a little weird.
I missed it. Yesterday I didn't do I usually do watch the post game, but yesterday I just did a little I watched Judge's on the Yes Network,
Yeah.
his post game, and then I watched Boone's. I didn't catch Donaldson. What was the deal with
I'm
it?
a coin flip on it. It kind of depends if my mood or if I'm tired or what happened in the game. His outfit hooked me. It was just like, whoa, all right, Josh Donaldson. And then, they kind of asked. The reporters weren't trying to bait him, but I think they said something about being booed in your return, and he was just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like kind of like and then there was another question where he wanted to be old Josh Donaldson and say something like a little hot, and he was just like, it's not worth it.
He definitely does seem reserved this year more than other years. I mean, he still has like that tough guy badass look to him, but like I guess that must be what it is. That and like I wonder if it has anything to do with like the actual
recent events.
No, not even that, but like I wonder how much it has to do with like it is the New York Yankees or just the fact that like he is not even remotely the guy right now. I mean, there's Judge, there's Stanton, so it's kind of like it's like, you know, when you
it's not his
I got
team.
you.
Yeah, like you walk into like you're in a new friend group and like maybe in your previous one you were the loud guy, but you can't just go walking all over the place when you're the new one in town. You know what I'm saying?
I do know,
which isn't a bad thing. I think that's the way he should be doing. Right. I just wonder what, but like we agree that he is kind of
the new.
More.
Yeah, he's like
maybe day to day it's not that much in the past.
Like you invite one of your buddies from college to hang out with your hometown friends, and they're kind of like looking for their spot. Like, what's my lane here?
Yeah, so maybe he's still feeling it out.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm interested in that.
Mm-hmm. I would like one big moment though, where it's like remember like I was alive, but via YouTube clips, the '98 brawl with the Orioles, like something like that. I feel like. That's the one thing left for this team, yo. Give me something like that. Nobody gets injured, of course. I don't want that, but I feel like Donaldson could be a star in that.
It would, It would add to the DVD.
Yeah, that's what I feel like we're kind of looking for, at least when it comes to the regular season at this point. Like, we need DVD moments. You know?
Those Orioles would probably be like this year's Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Maybe something there.
Mm-hmm.
Rays always. I am going to take Aaron Judge.
Respect.
As he chases down Barry Bonds in the home run race. And I shouldn't be thinking this way, but in my head, I'm not going to risk saving him for tomorrow just in case the Yanks win 2 games and are like, give the big fella a rest day, then I wouldn't have him.
Fair.
So I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'll take big Aaron Judge. And then how about Glaber Torres? Glaber gets a little rest day, comes back out. He's had the power swing going.
Yeah.
Why not?
Do you think Glaber's been and I'm totally cool if he is, you know, OBP's down, power is back up though. You think he's kind of just on the vibe of sacrifice, like play discipline for the power swing? I'm cool with that.
He's got the stroke right now.
I mean, look at the stats.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the stats are showing that, but like if that's what he's actually trying to do, like I got no problem with that. I think I'll take power Glaber over what he was last year, even if his OBP is lower.
And that's the thing. Like, if you go in...
Because that's really the only bad thing about his season this year is the OBP. Besides that, I mean, like, his slugging, I'm pretty sure, is like over 475.
Like, if you go in his game logs... So, let's see. How far can I go back with this? If you go back to May 11th, he's been 286, 326, and 873 OPS. That's like a high-level player.
Oh, yeah.
So, and that's May 11th. It's June, April, May, June, you know, coming up on a month.
Yeah. And like if you want to extend that sample size even further, I mean, you just go back to when he moved to second base last year, his numbers were up. And really, even the second half of last year, I'm pretty sure he was he had close to 800 OPS.
That was like a Yankees Twitter fun fact. Like, Glaber's been okay.
Yeah.
It's like he was, like he'd been a good, competent hitter before that. He went on a hot streak when he moved to second, but...
Glaber's second half last year, 289, 338, 794 OPS.
Yeah. Also,
the power was still a little missing, but
speaking of being okay,
yeah,
DJ's playing well.
Yeah,
I mean, like it's kind of been up and down.
Felt big for me.
Yeah, and last night definitely helped. Like the point that I'm making here, but like you look at the numbers, he's at a 125 WRC plus.
Yeah,
he's at a 1.8 WAR. Put that over a full season, which the pace of games he's playing at right now, he's played 47. He's on pace to play 138 games. He's on pace to have a WAR over 5 this year. He's being paid $15 million a year. That's solid.
Last night felt significant to me. It was his first 3-hit game of the season. He also had a walk. He had 2 walks.
Love walks.
It was not his first 3-hit game. It was his third 3-hit game of the season. So
Close.
That was a lie. He's had one in every month. But like Marley Rivera, who loved Marley, she tweeted out, she's like, feels like one of those nights you're just not getting DJ out.
Mm-hmm.
And that was his vibe in 2019, 2020. Like, there'd be a couple games where you'd see DJ, his first 2 at-bats, he'd have 2 hits, and you're like...
Yeah.
I don't know if you're getting this guy out.
Yeah, and they were the legit DJ hits too. I mean, obviously my memory is clearly shot as I've shown in this episode, but from what I remember, I think there were like some opposite field, nice hard hit, legitimate knocks that
When
he had.
DJ looks like DJ.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of funny because the OPS doesn't jump out, but a 120 OPS plus does.
Yeah.
It's still, people around the league still haven't been hitting this year. It's picking up. But yeah, DJ basically 2 WAR.
Dude, that's solid. Also,
Third of the way through the season?
yeah, this is totally random.
Sure.
But I think we're at the end, so I can kind of bring it
Yeah.
up. I had like a re-realization about Gary Sanchez yesterday.
Okay.
Is like, it got to the point where, 2 months without him, you start to think like, you remember like the good moments. It's like you break up with somebody and like you don't remember the good parts after it's been a while. So I was starting to think like, even yesterday I brought up, I was like, man, Gary Sanchez as a Yankee DH right now wouldn't be so bad. And then I just saw him somehow pull a ground ball in that first inning on a pitch that was like in the left-hander's batter's box. And I was just like, you know what? I think we're all right without him.
Yeah. No, it is funny. Like
Love Gary, but like I just know how frustrated I would be if that was a Yankee at bat.
His second at bat versus Taillon, I think he was up 2-0. And it was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like JMO doesn't have his best stuff. Like Gary against the Yankees, like here we go. And then he bailed JMO out. He swung at 2 balls, and it was like, Gare.
Yeah. He had one opposite field hit that I thought may have been gone at first when he made contact. It was like a nice Gary swing, but it ended up just being a fly out to right.
I did get a little emotional.
Yeah.
You always wonder what's going to trigger it.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing his forearm tat,
Yeah.
Sanchez,
Yeah.
I was like, Gary.
That's Gary.
I got when I saw like his chest protector and it has his name across the thing. I was like, I think it's like the same. Might be the same one, like same navy. I was like, oh,
yeah.
same color kind of works. If I told you got another pick in the Homer draft, who would you take?
Oh, that's right. Another pick in the Homer draft. Okay, let me look at the lineup real quick. Another pick in the Homer draft. I wish I could say IKF's first homer as a Yankee.
Whoa!
But like, I'm legitimately, I ain't going there. I'm sorry, but nah. You know what I'm gonna do here?
I'm kind of drinking that.
The IKF one.
Like, if there's a series, it would be this series. I'm not saying you should
a
take
revenge homer. Yeah.
I'm not saying you should take them, but like,
Okay, the fact that you're not saying I should take them makes me feel like I'm not being.
how about this? Again, we make our own rules here.
Mm-hmm.
If IKF homers, you get a point, I get a half point, but you shouldn't take them.
Okay, worse. So that's like a separate, it's a mutual pick.
Like
away.
you recognize something that I think might be right,
Word.
but it shouldn't be a part of this.
And that will kind of make up for you taking Stanton away from me. Yeah.
That's the trade.
Word.
you
Okay.
can take him back.
Nobody's picked Stanton. I'm picking Giancarlo Stanton.
It's a good pick.
Yeah. I was going to go with DJ, but
How
I don't know
was
why.
his homer yesterday.
Wait, say it again. Oh, Stanton's.
Yeah.
I always thought I forgot a DJ
No.
homer for a second. I was like, yeah, dude.
Pimps it and then like,
I love that. That was funny as hell.
let me see how far it's going.
It's like it's funny
through
to
the
see like
sun
it was
a
such like an
little bit.
innocent move by like a 6'8", 6'6" dude.
Monster.
Yeah.
Monster of a man.
Yeah. That was a nice homer.
I just hit that ball so far. Let me make sure I can see it.
Yeah. And whenever Judge and Stanton go deep, like we talked about my tweet the other week where it's just like it feels right. Like that's just something that like is supposed to happen. Like Judge, Stanton, homer, like life is good.
Do we have their record in games they homered? Wasn't that
I think
a thing
it's
for a while?
One loss, isn't it? Like
Wasn't it like 21-1 or something like that?
something like that? Yeah.
See if
It's also cool too, like anytime that does happen, because I feel like the first like pretty much 18 through 20, like it was always kind of like a dream, the idea of Stanton and Judge homering consistently. But I feel like since last year, we've gotten that pretty often. It kind of fits the whole vibe of like, yo,
The Yankees are
these
now
two.
22-1 when Aaron Judge and Giancarlo homer in the same game.
That was impressive. What's that, lifetime?
I guess so.
Wouldn't be this year.
As Yankees.
Yeah.
would be tough for this year.
Yeah, I did some. I'm not a math guy. I know we're not a math company.
aren't.
Yeah.
That's a good news for you,
Yeah.
man. We're not.
The loss was last year.
Obviously.
Yeah. August 12th. So that,
Oh,
like,
this White Sox game. Yeah.
Dreams.
that
Field
was
of
Field of
Dreams.
Dreams.
Yeah.
Oh,
I knew that was right around.
count.
Yeah, that didn't
It
count. That
kickstarted
was
the winning streak.
Games
was-
played at MLB stadiums. The
Yeah,
Yankees
please.
are undefeated.
Not in a fucking
when Judge
cornfield.
and Stanton
I just dropped my first F-bomb in
You're
the whole
good,
thing.
dude. That's okay.
Yeah.
Pre-game show, dude. That's
Yeah, pregame show.
I say that on Talkin Yanks sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's the intent you say it with.
Fair. No, I just
You know?
I come from the tongue the slab side of things where we don't curse all that much. Which Shout out to today's episode, Matt Blake, which was
how is it?
So good, man.
Yeah?
So good.
I'm excited.
Yeah, and he was like, I was a little nervous at first, and I wouldn't have blamed him if he didn't want to give all that information because
Right.
it is, mid-season or whatever. His first like couple answers were like a little bit short, but like right after that, bro, like he got into it all,
went.
and like you can just tell like
Opened up.
this dude's smart as hell. And I didn't even know he had like a psychology degree and everything. Like everything that he was talking about like made sense. Like, oh, this adds up to why you are such a great
Why you're good
pitching
at this.
coach. Yeah.
Go check that out.
And he was
Tell
also
us
saying how I guess when Blake got thrown out recently, that like Garrett Cole basically like takes over like the pitching coach duties, which is really
he
sick.
said that?
Yeah, pretty much. He was like, once he got thrown out, like Cole already had the clipboard in hand.
That's kind of awesome.
Dude, that was like chills kind of.
Go check that out on Toe in the Slab. Also, the Homer Draft was brought to you by SeatGeek. Use code PREGAME. PREGAME, you get $20 off your first tickets at SeatGeek. They're Seat Geeks. Think about that. Geeks are good at stuff.
Yeah.
They are the Seat Geeks. Code PREGAME, $20 off. So who'd you land on? You have Stanton and Donaldson.
Donaldson, yeah.
I have Judge and Glaber.
I like that. We should we had a really good night yesterday. Who was the only one that we picked that didn't? Oh, it was me. Gallo didn't go deep, but he had a good game.
But he had a good year.
We're kind of, so far, I feel like good luck charms.
We're doing well.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard, I feel like, not to be a good luck charm, I guess with this Yankee team because they always win.
The chat's asking a question.
Yeah.
Someone in quote said, Judge will probably never win an MVP, and then said, Dan Rourke.
What? Oh, they're playing, obviously.
That's a joke?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're definitely playing.
It was by James O'Brien.
Oh, very funny. What up, boss? I was going to say, yo, like, what? And anytime someone brings up, like, they start with the quotes, I'm like, shit, what did I say?
Whoa.
But, yeah.
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 I think that was a joke.
I think so, too.
Okay.
Probably. Jimmy makes jokes a lot.
He looks good. He makes a lot of jokes.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
Sneaky guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not always joking.
No. I make a lot of jokes too.
Like Jake's always joking.
Yeah, you kind of are always
Something
joking.
about me is always a joke. Look at my outfit today.
I love what do you call that hat?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess
Safari
it's like
hat?
It looks kind of. It's like a.
The back
It's almost
thing.
like a fedora with a safari flaps in
Yeah.
the back.
Yeah. Are you wearing that to, actually, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to disclose, but tomorrow, and like,
I
the
might
whole
bring
vibe
it
of
with.
that-
We'll see.
Yeah.
I think I first got it. We played cricket.
Yes.
We played cricket.
Oh,
and I wore
yeah.
this. But
I'm
yeah,
still
like
deciding on my athletic outfit that I'm going to
I wore this outfit to get my lunch today, and I was like, wow.
Word. What does Jess think of it?
Like a couple people looked at me, and I was like, oh damn.
Yeah. Were you wearing the shades too?
She's cool. She puts up with it. No shades.
No shades.
No shades. Which I kind of wish I had, because then I could kind of stare at people back and they wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the shades really add to like, you literally look like you're going through like a safari in like a
Something.
foreign. Yeah.
I'm going to
You're
something.
on an excursion.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds fun. I'm not a foreign country guy, but that looks fun.
You haven't been out of the country, right?
No. And it's more so I just love being, really, I don't like leaving the state. Like, I'm a
Right.
big New Jersey,
Yeah.
New York guy. Like, I always say
Haven't
Arizona was
flown
fun,
much.
but
Right.
I like to be in my,
Right.
I'm like big on familiarity.
You like what you like.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I told you, well, no, I was going to say like Yankees-Jays game in Toronto, but you'd rather be home.
Yeah, and also like for big games, I'd like to be in front of the TV because I need
So-
to get the pregame and postgame.
You don't want to like,
That's why it's tough for me to go to playoff games.
like it's a big like a lot of baseball fans are like, oh, have you been to these stadiums? Like that doesn't have much of an appeal to you.
It would actually, because I am so for going to games that aren't. My logic is so weird with this, and we've kind of talked about it. Like going to Yankee games for me, one is just tough because I got so much to do during the game, and like two, I like watching games on TV better than being at them.
Right.
So like, if I'm not missing a Yankee game, I have no problem being at like I love going to Citi Field. I've been to Citizens Bank Park, which is
Okay.
really nice. I'm not one of those guys that's like trying to knock off all
So
30.
like as long as the Yanks aren't playing and you're at another ballpark, you're like,
oh yeah,
This
Your
is nice.
then it's
emotions aren't
baseball.
in
Right.
it. You're
Yeah.
just enjoying baseball.
Like I was at the Lakewood Blue Claws game, the Phillies single A affiliate, on Friday. That was a blast. Like that's just night
That's
out
nice.
watching baseball.
Yeah.
That's cool.
some
Yeah.
prospects.
I think what it
Any
is
you
like
knew?
I don't want to have. There was one guy, I forget what his name was, but like I just looked up the Phillies
Sure.
top 10 prospect list or whatever. And like there's number 3 prospect was there, so like automatically I was like, all right, he's my favorite player. But yeah, I forget the next point I was about to make, but
Okay.
yeah.
There's another quote in the chat.
Is
Quote,
it from?
I'm not a foreign country guy. Damn.
Nah, not a foreign country guy. I respect foreign countries, just more so. Plane rides too, I think that might be a part of it. Like I actually
Right.
am cool with plane rides now, but just naturally in my brain I still associate
Yeah,
myself with
not a
not
big
liking
fan of
being on
that,
planes,
yeah.
So I'll go by boat. Big boat guy. Love boats.
Really?
Yeah. I don't really go on them too often, but like if you were to say like, yo, Dan, you trying to go on a boat this weekend? I'd be like, yes.
Okay.
You know?
We'll see what we can schedule.
I got to start wearing sunscreen though.
Yeah, man.
Dude, my doctor keeps telling me about it. Like I guess it's because I, have iris and pale skin that like
You're a
sunscreen is
little
important. Yeah. So I got to start using the SPF 70.
BBD, SPF?
Yeah, at least 50 usually.
That's the way to
If
go.
I'm,
I read
having a day.
70 is BS apparently. SPF 70. Like once you're at 50, like that's pretty much
They're
kind of
not
the
it's
strongest.
not adding much more.
Yeah, it's kind of just like a scam.
I think I have heard that.
Yeah.
We got duped yesterday in the over-under.
It was the wrong over-under?
We were both on the over, and then we both kind of got hype
Oh, about Tyone.
about Tyone
pitching
and how
well.
good he's been.
Yeah.
So we got a little.
What even was it? It was like 8
It was
something?
8.5.
And we
yeah.
took the under?
We took the under.
I am... What is it today?
What is it today?
Any guesses?
I'm going to guess Nestor's really good.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's like...
I bet they
The
run
same
back.
or higher,
Yeah,
like-
I'll say they run it back, 8.5.
9 flat.
Really?
What was it yesterday?
8.5 yesterday.
I'm going over that, dude.
Dude, some of these guys Minnesota brings out of their bullpen, I'm like, what?
I don't even know. Are they good, their bullpen?
Like
That's where I lack compared to probably you and Jimmy, like, and UBBD. Like, I won't automatically know how good the Twins bullpen is.
right. I think their stats. So their stats are middle of the pack, if not even a little under. And maybe that's fair. Like they're just.
They have that one guy where it's like.
So I think they do this year. He's a kid, Duran, who like throws like 102.
Yeah.
Word, let me
Don't
pull
know,
him up.
I don't know what his stats look like, but he's a
legit.
guy.
Duran. What's his first name? There's a couple Duran.
It's like JHOAN.
Got you.
Duran.
One?
Just Griffin Jacks.
Oh, word.
name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
good.
Pretty
It got
nasty.
me going.
Damn,
No,
he's got
he's
a 13
High on
K
that
per 9.
list.
He's legit.
So he's the guy.
But he's like the guy.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. He's like the only guy.
Oh, the as in
He's the only
singular.
guy you're like, he comes
Like
in.
their
you're
number
all right,
two,
this is going to be a tough
You
inning.
might remember him from the Rays is Emilio Pagan.
Oh, yes, I do. But he's
He was
not.
like
yeah.
He's good on the Rays.
He's like I'll go over with you.
Yeah.
I think Yanks go double digits all
I
three
think so,
games.
too.
And that'll be like the DVD.
Yeah.
They went out to Minnesota and they scored 10, 12, and 13 runs.
And it was a precursor for things to come in the ALDS.
Wow.
You know?
Whoa.
I feel so weird talking about like my what I project the postseason like layout to be because I have no idea exactly how it works.
Yeah,
still.
it's a little funky.
Like I know
Every
it's
week
what
I
3
learn it
game.
again.
It's like 3 game wild card round, which we ideally will get a
2
bye
out of
for.
3,
right.
yeah.
And then that starts what the ALDS, and then it's playoffs like normal.
I think
that right?
after that it's normal.
Yeah, I think so.
Word. I still probably won't understand
The
it.
top 2 seeds get a bye.
So is there any?
So the third the third division winner is not out of that wild card series.
So is it the same thing if you're like the 1 or the 2 seed, or is it just like that only
1,
matters if you
2.
play each other?
So Astros and Yankees are going to get buys.
Astros and Yankees have
Basically.
buys. There was a MLB I think tweeted like what the bracket would be today, and that I think committed it to my memory,
Whoa.
like how it works.
That's what I got to start seeing because that's what helps me understand is the
and like
We're
right
visual learners.
if the postseason ended today bracket. Yeah.
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 And right now it's hilarious how it shakes out because the Yankees, if it were today, they would get the winner of Jays Rays.
Wow.
Astros would get the winner of Red Sox Twins, which just feels not fair.
Yeah, for real.
Dan,
That
I
would
have
be
one more
cake
question
Seed
for you.
gets the cake teams.
Word. It's getting hot in here now, yo.
Yeah, I turned off the air.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to figure it out. You have a premonition.
Oh, I forgot about this
yeah.
part. What was
Always
mine
sneaks
yesterday?
up on
Oh,
me.
mine was Gio going into the stands.
Gio into the stands. Didn't happen. Donaldson, you believed in
You
it.
thought it was going to be
It was good.
Donaldson pop up too.
That's right, yeah. That was awfully specific by me. So maybe that's where my downfall was. Can
How
you
about
give
this?
me yours first?
I'll go IKF to the warning track.
Okay.
Did it last night.
I'll go IKF to the warning track. I
Now-
think he's close.
But he doesn't go deep. That's important. So if
I
he
don't
goes
think
deep.
so.
If he goes deep, your premonition isn't correct.
It isn't correct.
Okay. My premonition. Okay. The Yankees are going to blow the hell out of the Twins. That's not my thing.
Okay.
Tyone is going to pitch well. It's going to be such a blowout
Nestor.
Nestor. I knew that. It was like a,
It's all right.
Nestor is going to pitch so well. 7 innings. And then the final 3 innings is going to be pitched by Manny Benuelos. Does that make sense pitch count wise? Because I didn't put much.
Our new white flag this year.
Oh, that adds up with James Smythe's pitch count list. So like, because Benuelos hasn't pitched since the 3rd.
We met James Smythe the other day.
Oh, James Smythe is the man.
Nice.
I actually don't think I ever met him
first
in
time we got to
person.
see him in
First time we got to
person.
see him in
At the
person.
stadium?
Yeah.
He's a cool dude.
Nice dude.
He's a genius too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So yeah, I don't know. Is that not interesting
Nestor
enough?
to
But that's
Benuelos.
Nestor
No,
to
that's
Benuelos, and like that makes sense to me because it's going to be such a blowout that
Yeah.
adds up.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, this almost turned into its own podcast, but it was a good pregame show.
The Jake and Dan show and BBD.
Jake, Dan, BBD, Yankees, SeatGeek. 7:40. Do we like that?
7:40.
It's a little late.
I liked it yesterday because it like, know what it is? It's like, I was operating under the assumption at first yesterday that it's like, all right, it's a 7 o'clock game. Then I'm like, oh, wait, no, it's not till 7:40. So in my head, I like tricked myself thinking I had a lot more time than I actually do.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, later start than usual, but then you actually get to it, it's like, shit, the game's about to start. So, I'd rather just make it an 8:10 start then at that rate.
B8.
Yeah.
You can't be
I'm kind of with you.
Like, it's just kind of half pregnant a little bit.
Like,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Yesterday I got a little bit because it was like first 4 innings were pretty slow.
Yeah. I don't know why they do that. Like, then it's like, what?
Yeah. Whatever.